Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. Today's adventure is we're going to be on the TRX 300 EX just a little bit, though the topic is more general. I want to start putting the plastics back on and all. I got to take it out for a bath first. As you can see, it's pretty dirty, but the front piece of plastic, and this sat like right here, like has a real nasty crack in it here, and quite honestly you can see the crack goes all the way down to the nose, and I'm trying to repair that, and what looks like is working the best is I bought a this is one of those $8 deals at Harbor Freight with the coupon. And I mean, it comes with all these different tips and a little bit of solder if you want to do some soldering. Even comes with a blade and a holder. So if you got to do some hot cutting, comes with a foot, and I'll probably use that foot later. I'll heat it up and I'll probably use that to kind of smear this down a little bit. I'm working from the back of the plastic because I think in the long run, like, this is cracked right through here, but literally I'd rather look at a slight line than all this type of stuff. Though, if you do your best, once again, to smooth this down, perhaps using, the foot to make it nice and smooth, then you sand it and come back with 300, 1000, 3000, you could probably buff it up to be just as nice looking as if there's no crack there. This machine is 22 years old, and let me give you a hint, I'm not going to go through all that trouble. Once again, if I could get it looking this good, I'll be happy. Now the way I'm doing it, and I'll try to get this on a tripod and show you guys what I'm up to without making too much of a mess. So I gotta kind of I kind of have my hand underneath it, and what I'm doing is I'm making sure that the curve feels good, that it's not too one side isn't higher than the lower here. So I'm kind of doing that with one hand, right? And I'm kind of stitching it with the other. Now, you have to go somewhat deep to make sure that you have enough plastic there. And obviously my hand's on the other side, so it is getting warm. But what I'm trying to do, I think I'm showing it to you, I'm trying to maintain this curve, right? So I went about an inch. There's about an inch between these two fingers. Then I'll go down a little further, and I'll put like another tack here. Right, I think I'm showing it to you guys. Right, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to maintain this curve and this curve. So when it's done, there'll be a line here, but it won't be all spread and broken apart like it was, but I mean, it was split all the way down. It was about to fall apart. So gradually, you know, once again, another one. And the whole time I'm working to make sure that the angle stays tight. I mean, the joint stays tight, that there isn't space in between, right? And that I'm trying to keep this ridge here at a minimum. So I'm going to keep doing that to get it all put back together again, depending on how much time you want to take. Once again, I could do something on this side and then buff it out. But I mean, this right here is a scratch, right? I don't know if I'm showing it to you. So it doesn't look really any worse than a scratch. And one of the biggest tricks with plastics, once you get it into the right shape, you could put something like, you know, a pair of racing stripes on it, right? 1, 2, and then you won't even see that there was ever a crack or anything under there. The trick is to get your plastic more or less intact as possible. Once again, I did a bunch of tacks, and then I filled it in to give it strength. I'm going to continue to kind of tack my way up to the end here. While it's a little bit molten, I mean, you could kind of, like right now, I'm kind of pulling it together, right, with my hand. So as I'm doing that, I'm also kind of pulling it together so that I'm sure. And then once it hardens up, now it just hardened up in a really good position, right? You guys can see how nicely that is coming, right? Another couple of tacks, and quite honestly, then I just do the fill in. As you're melting this, you really do have to go into the plastic a little ways, or you have no strength. Kind of when you're filling in between, you can kind of go a little bit narrower, right, and then just kind of work it back and forth. But you do have to have the plastic from this side of the crack and that side of the crack. They do have to mingle, you know, almost like you're welding, right? You got to kind of work them together. But that's a heck of a lot better than when it was split in half. So just a little plastic welding here. Soldering, welding, I don't know, I guess it's welding, right? I'm putting two pieces of plastic back together again. I'm not using a separate material to do it, so it's not brazing or soldering. I guess it really is plastic welding. So for $8, you can buy one of these, right? As I dump it all out, all over the place, right? Harbor Freight, $8. And you can put your plastic back together. If you get to it before you completely make a wreck out of it, it's better. Taking this on and off, I mean, it was cracked and split, but I split it the little extra down here, so now it's in repair mode. All right, I want to thank everybody for dropping by to watch, comment, subscribe. Remember, keep your feet down, keep your heads up, and get out there and enjoy all your days. Bye now.